Today we'll be cleaning the CZ83. I'll show you how to clean it without damaging anything and without missing the spots that most people overlook. Be sure to start out with a clear and empty weapon, meaning no ammunition. To check, locate the magazine release button. Press the mag release and drop the magazine. Keep your finger off the trigger and point it in a safe direction. Pull the slide back to its rearmost position. Locate the slide stop lever. Press upward. Continue pressing up on the slide stop. When you release the slide, it'll lock into place. Now you can see that there's no magazine, and when you look in the chamber, you can see that there's no brass, so we are 100% clear and safe. Now you can press the slide stop downward, let the slide go home. Now to field strip, you're going to pull the trigger guard downward and forward in this position. I'm going to turn this around and use my strong hand to pull the trigger guard open. Now notice that I didn't punch out any pins or anything like that to open this trigger guard. So don't let this hollow roll pin deceive you. Even though you can see clear to the other side, it's still there. It's just hollow by design. And you don't need to remove it if you're having trouble pulling on the trigger guard. The trigger guard's just kind of stiff at first. Now pull the slide all the way back and up. Then you can carefully remove the slide from the frame, and the recoil spring is going to come along with it. And don't worry about keeping track of which way the recoil spring comes out in this particular case. They're exactly the same on both ends. And that's as far as you need to go for a field strip. That's all you need for basic cleaning and maintenance. It's very simple. All you have is the magazine, the slide, the recoil spring, and the frame. These are the items you're going to need to clean the CZ83. You'll need a nylon brush specific for gun cleaning, a cleaning rod with a handle that allows the rod to spin freely, CLP, which stands for cleaner, lubricant, protectant, gun oil, a 9mm sized brass jag, a 9mm sized bronze bore brush. You can use nylon also, angled cotton swabs, a microfiber gun cleaning rag, a bore snake, and cleaning patches. And I'll leave links to everything on my website as well as in the comments below. You can get most of it included as a kit. As of right now, the cheapest place to get these items is going to be on Amazon, but if that changes in the future, I'll be sure to update my links right away. Attach the 9mm size bronze bore brush to the cleaning rod. Add a little CLP to it. Push the bore brush through from chamber end to muzzle end. I'm only going to go in one direction, from chamber end to muzzle end, because it doesn't make any sense at all to push the dirt out and pull it right back in. Just like sweeping the floor, you don't sweep back and forth, you sweep in one general direction. So I push the bore brush through. When it comes out of the muzzle end, I remove the brush, pull the cleaning rod back out, put the brush back on, and repeat the process. Be sure to hold on to it with the handle as you're pushing the rod through, because you do want the bore brush to be able to spin freely within the rifling. If you were to just hold on to the rod and push the bore brush through, the bore brush is just going to scrape right over the rifling and you're not going to get a proper clean. There's no specific number of times you need to do this. It really depends on how much you've been shooting. In this case, I'm just going to push it through a few times and move on. Now attach the 9mm size brass jag to the cleaning rod. Add a little CLP to a patch. Wrap it around the jag. And just like the previous step, we're only going to push it through in one direction, from chamber end to muzzle end. You'll see that the first patch comes out dirty. Just keep running clean patches through until they start to come out clean. Okay, I've run a few patches through. I'll take a look at this one. Yep, that looks pretty good. So let's move on. Take a look at the brass weight on the bore snake. Make sure it says 38 or 9. In this case, it says 38. That's the right diameter for this bore. Drop the weighted end into the bore, chamber end first. When the weight comes out of the muzzle side, pull it through. One time usually does it, but just to be thorough, I'm going to do it a second time. It's kind of hard to get the camera to focus on the rifling, but this is one of those things where the camera just doesn't do it justice. But that bore is spotless. It's better than it came from the factory. There's not even a speck of dust or lint inside. The rifling looks deep and sharp just as it should. It looks perfect. That's why I use a bore snake every time. I never skip this step no matter what. So let's start on the rest of the frame. I'm going to wrap this rag around this nylon brush, add a little CLP to it, and start cleaning the inside of the magazine well. Yeah, it was definitely dirty inside there. Now add CLP to the nylon brush and start scrubbing all surfaces of the frame inside and out. Yes, I do use CLP to clean the grips also. I just make sure the grips are completely dry before I'm done. Now that I've loosened up all the dirt with a nylon brush, I'm going to add CLP to a clean cotton swab and go through it in fine detail. Give special attention when you're cleaning the rails. You want to make sure that the slide reciprocates smoothly on this frame. Now I'm going to remove all the excess CLP from the entire frame, and the easiest way to remove the excess CLP from the grip texturing is just wrap the rag around it and squeeze. Now add some gun oil to a cotton swab and add a medium coat of lube to the rails as well as anything else that shows signs of metal on metal wear. And you can do this step with CLP if you want to save a little money. I just prefer to use gun oil as a dedicated lubricant on the high friction areas. And besides the rails, here's an obvious example of a high friction area. You can see the wear marks around the barrel. This is one of the areas where I'm going to add a medium coat of lube. Now I'm going to add a light coat of lube to everything else except for the grip area. Remember, I'm going to leave the grips completely dry. Let's get started on the slide. Add CLP to the nylon brush and start scrubbing all surfaces inside and out. Before we go too far, I want to show you this area. This is the breech face. You do have to clean the breech face because it gets really dirty, but you don't want to leak CLP down into that little hole. That's where the firing pin comes out of. If you think that might happen, just clean it with a breech face facing downward as you clean. If you get a little bit in there, it's not going to cause a catastrophic failure right away, but if you keep doing it over time, it could cause unnecessary buildup inside the channel, which could cause your firing pin to slow down. And if the firing pin slows down, that translates into light primer strikes. The smaller end of the nylon brush really comes in handy when trying to get in between these rail channels. If you look at the underside of the slide, you'll see there's this little hook piece next to the breech face. That's the extractor. Use the small end of the nylon brush to get in between the extractor and the breech face and just go light on the CLP. Now I'm going to use a microfiber gun cleaning rag to wipe off all the excess CLP. Now add CLP to an angled cotton swab and go through it in fine detail. The first few cotton swabs will come out dirty like that. Just keep running cotton swabs through it until they start to come out clean. Now add gun oil to a cotton swab. Add a medium coat of lube to the rail channels as well as anything else that shows signs of metal wear. Add a light coat of lube to everything else. And just be careful around the breech face area that we talked about. If you're actually carrying this or shooting this, I'd leave the outside of the slide, especially the area that you grip onto, to chamber around completely dry. I'd wipe that off. But this one's going into storage, so I'm going to leave a light coat of lube on the outside of the slide. Let's get started on the recoil spring, which is the easiest part to clean. Just add CLP to the nylon brush and scrub in between the coils. Wipe off the excess CLP, and that's it for the recoil spring. You don't need to disassemble the magazine every time you clean, unless you dropped it in mud, dirt, or sand or something like that. If you do, I really don't think you need a video to show you how to do it. Just press that button at the bottom of the base plate. The base plate slides off. The spring and follower come out. Just clean everything with CLP, wipe it dry, put it back together the same way you took it apart, and that's it. This one just needs a basic clean and wipe down. Be careful not to leak CLP down into these ammunition count holes. And you don't want to leak anything past the follower. So just go light on the CLP, then wipe it down with a microfiber rag, and you're done. Now this magazine is completely clean and completely dry. There's no excess CLP that's going to attract any dirt or anything like that. Now let's move on to reassembly. Place the recoil spring back onto the barrel. Place the recoil spring back into the slide like this. Now pull the slide all the way back and down. You'll feel the rail channels on the slide lock into the rails on the frame. Now either squeeze or pull the trigger guard back into place. Now let's do a function check. Pull the slide back, then pull the trigger. The hammer's going to drop. Keep holding the trigger, don't let it go. Pull the slide back, release the trigger, you'll feel it reset. Now pull it again, the hammer should drop. If it does, you're good. Now let's make sure that it locks back on an empty magazine. So I'm going to insert an empty magazine. Now pull the slide back, and it should lock back on its own. If it does, everything's good. If you want to make sure your CZ83 is always 100% good to go, clean it after every use, regardless of round count. If it's in storage, just take it out once in a while and make sure there's no signs of moisture or rust. And I do recommend using some sort of dehumidifier in your safe. If you don't have one, I'll put a link to that on my website, as well as all the other equipment I used in this video. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give me a like and subscribe, and visit skullcrush.com.